Let's chat. Nobody wants a cheap looking home. Okay, nobody wants that. But you don't have to be a billionaire to have a nice looking home. But you do need to stop doing this stuff immediately. Everything on this list is very disappointing and infuriating for me personally.
I was at about 6 there. You don't want to see me go to 10.
So yeah, this video could be categorized as a part 2 to the first video I made about the design trends that I hate, because I do pretty much despise everything on this list.
You're horrible!
And I think that these things cheapen your home. So here are 20 things I believe make your home look cheap. A lot of you guys might actually have some of these things in your house, and you know what, to each your own. It's your home, it's there to make you happy and you only. I just don't like these things, and I just think these things make your home look cheap. So here they are. If you like my style, if you like the things that, you know, you've seen me get and you're trying to maybe emulate that or take tips from that, then maybe you can follow this video and lean more into my personal style or direction. So anyway, let's go. Let's get started. Number 1 on the list is this new postmodern pastel eclectic design. I would say more particularly pastel eclectic. I think it's literally the worst kind of interior design.
That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen.
Seriously, to me, it looks like a Barbie house, or not even a Barbie house. It's definitely like juvenile, I think. It's very juvenile. And I get that it's kind of a heavier style in like Generation Z, and it's what's really trendy right now. But like, I think it hurts my eyes. It hurts my eyes to look at that.
Horrible!
Like, I can't think of any scenario where it would be okay. Maybe if you're like 17 and under, I could see like touches of this pastel eclectic. But there's just too much going on. It just literally looks juvenile. And there are adults with this style, you know? I'm not saying you have to be all depressed and earth tones like me.
Please excuse Wednesday. She's allergic to color.
But you should definitely, like, I don't know. It's just too much. It's your house, but it's disappointing. Okay, number 2. These are like my top 2. Okay, this one is a biggie for me. Mass-produced art. I hate mass-produced art.
I hate you!
So like what I'm talking about are those prints that you find at Walmart and HomeSense and what's the TJ Maxx, Marshalls, like those places, IKEA, those places that have those printed generic pieces of art that everybody has. And for me, art should be very personal. And when you walk into a space and you see like an authentic piece of artwork, or that's, you know, an original design that's not mass produced, it really just elevates your space. When you see something that you've seen a million other times, honestly, it really brings down the quality and it makes it look cheap. There are places that you can go for original artwork. There's websites like minted.com, Society 6, Cherish, First Dibs, Tap In Collective. All of those websites have, there's also this company called Unwrapped where you can purchase art from there. All of these, you know, companies, they have independent artists who sell their art there. Even Etsy, you can find some. But then again, Etsy also has the mass-produced art, so you want to beware of that. Oh, and for the love of God, please, I know this is some of you watching, I'm really sorry. Please stop getting art with quotes on it. Just stop doing that. I know that it's a good day to have a cup of coffee. I know that I'm loved. Like, you know, you don't always know that. But like, put it in your notes on your phone. Like, don't put it on your wall. Like, please don't. Like, I will never get writing on art unless it's like a poem or something like that I would frame, or like a love letter or a letter, or like, you know, something handwritten, not an inspirational quote as art. No. Whew, we're only on 2. This is something that I've mentioned before. Curtains that are not the right size. Listen, if you don't have curtains that are the right size, you automatically have a cheap looking room. Like, your curtains need to just like slightly kiss the floor. Not too short, not draping, slightly kiss. Like, are you guys watching Bridgerton? I just watched Bridgerton. Your curtains need to be like a Bridgerton kiss. Like, this is how they go like this. They're like,
Did not ask for this. To be plagued by these feelings.
they're like all like in each other's face and never actually kissing. Yeah, that's what your curtains need to do. They need to just like brush up against the floor. Number 4 is more of a personal preference. It's not the worst thing in the world, but accent walls. I know accent walls were a big trend and they still are in. I just don't get them. I am like a very practical person, so I'm just like, why not put it on every single wall? I don't know. I just, it looks incomplete to me and I don't get it. Number 5 is faux anything. Anything faux makes your home look cheap. Faux fur, faux marble, faux velvet. Oh my god, please don't get this faux velvet that's like being thrown in our faces everywhere. It looks really bad. You know, I've seen some faux marble look pretty good, and I get it. Not everybody can afford the real marble, but instead of getting faux, I highly recommend getting the alternative. So don't get the marble, get granite, or get like oh my gosh, butcher block. You know, like do some kind of like mosaic tile work. You know, like, but just don't do the fake, because the fake stands out and it's like you immediately know. We just intuitively know when things are like not real and it looks cheap, and it just cheapens the whole space. Even like fake gold on like light fixtures and fake brass, like go with like a metal one. I don't care about that one as much. I think brass can kind of look real, not gold though. So I don't really usually do fake gold sconces or gold anything. I'll usually go with a brass. You know what else I really don't like that's fake? This like picture frame, faux picture frame that everybody's putting on their TVs. Like, just get a regular TV or hide the TV. I don't like to see the TV. I'm debating on how I'm gonna hide my TV. I'm either gonna get the Samsung frame or hide it in one of these cupboards. But I get that the Samsung frame is expensive, so everybody's doing these faux, you know, frames, but it just looks bad. It literally looks like you took a bunch of plastic and put it on the side of your TV, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. To me, it draws the attention to your television even more than if you were to just hide it away or get a Samsung frame TV. Number 6 would be mass-produced furniture. So I talked about mass-produced art, but mass-produced furniture is also something that you should avoid. So companies like Wayfair and Overstock, or like furniture from Amazon, if you could thrift things, get things vintage, or you know, get more like boutique shops. I'm not saying to never get anything from these stores, but you don't want all of your furniture to be from these stores. Just sprinkle in pieces here and there, because if everything that you get is from there, your place can look cheap. Number 7 on the list of things that make your home look cheap, just generic finishes. So for example, vertical blinds. Also things like boob lights. You know, boob lights come with most renter apartments. If you just switch that light out, it just makes your home look so much more custom and less cheap. You can also upgrade things like your finishes, doorknobs, handles. Again, going back to that mass-produced thing, I think that's kind of a theme. You know, you want to try to get things as custom looking as possible, because once you do that, it elevates the look of the space. Number 8 is probably my biggest pet peeve ever.
I hate you.
And that is a rug that is not the right size for your room. People, why are we still getting rugs that are too small?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I feel like we all know by now. I feel like we all know that your rug needs to fit the space properly. I have a friend who had a rug underneath her coffee table, the same exact size as the coffee table. I hated it, okay? I told her this. I was like, girl, you need to get a living room rug that's like the size of the living room. It needs to be at least like halfway or at least touching the ends of your couch. Every piece of furniture that's in the room needs to be touching that. Why? Because it grounds your space. Okay, number 9 is a fun one. So your space can look really cheap when it's matchy-matchy. Matchy-matchy, yes. When you get like matching sets, I never do that. I always advise against it because it looks super cheap. You want to get different pieces of furniture that match but aren't a set. It just looks more visually interesting when you mix and match your furniture in ways that complement each other. When you get just a whole set, I guess it goes back to it not looking custom. It looks like you just went, you didn't know what to do, you bought the set because it was convenient and easy, and you placed it in your living room, and then that was that. You want to make your room look styled, and it almost never looks styled when it's a set. So don't do that. Okay, number 10 on the list of things that make your rooms look cheap, or your home look cheap, I should say, is making your TV the center of attention. I think this is great in a family room or, TV room where you gather with the intent of watching television, but to have it be right first thing when you walk in your house and you've got a big old, 55-inch, 60-inch, high up on the wall, like center smack dab in the middle. To me, I just don't like the way that looks. I think it looks really cheap. It reminds me of like a man cave. There's nothing elegant about a TV being smack dab in the room. I think that should always be kind of hidden away a little bit. Maybe put it on like an easel, put it in like a cupboard, maybe get a projector that can go up and down. Or if you're able to save up for like something like a Samsung frame TV, or make it into like a gallery wall. I don't know, just get creative, but just don't make it the center. I hope you guys are liking this video. I know it's kind of like negative Nancy, but I don't know. I thought you might just like to hear my opinion about things that I don't like again. Because I know I did a video like this before, and so I'm like, I think it's time that we do another one. And I am sorry that I didn't post this weekend. I was sick all week. This is something that I think, I wouldn't so much say this looks, I mean, it does look a little cheap, but it's just more so unappealing to the eye. And that is like all of these vintage DIYs that people do. I like it when people restore old furniture to its originality, but I don't like funky twist on, quality pieces. Like this piece behind me, oh my god. Like if someone were to like paint that, I feel like it's ruined. Like if you get a luxury car, right? You're not gonna do all of these like changing out the rims and like doing all this like tricking out of the car because of how classic the car is. You want to honor its integrity, So yeah, that's just a parallel example of how I feel painting antique furniture is. So in order to get a look of a high-end home, you want to take your furniture off the walls. I really don't like it when people just place their furniture on the wall, and I get it. People don't really know what to do, and they think, oh, well, I guess the wall is the best place for it. But you would be amazed at the difference when you take that furniture off the wall that it has on the space. See if there is a way to move it up. and maybe put some accent chairs around that and create a focal point in the center of the room. And then maybe fill the sides with like console tables and art and things like that. Number 13 is like a hodgepodge. It's anything that you or your best friend or your soror or your sneaky link had in their dorm room. Okay, there is an accumulation of things, but here are some of the top things that will absolutely make your home look cheap, and you should not put them in your home. No futons, no tapestries, no disco balls. Okay?
No.
Stop. Don't do it. Number 14. Never ever will I ever buy anything with studs on it. Ever.
Which exposed the exploitation.
Clutter. Clutter makes your home look cheap. If you can, I recommend you watch my declutter video. I talk a little bit about clutter and the effects it has on your space. But that's just a given. You don't want clutter in your space. Clutter will make your house look cheap. Have you ever seen hoarders? Number 16 is a themed room. A themed room is so cheesy, cheap, and cringy. Like, I would only do something like that if I had like a vacation rental and wanted to theme that. Every other theme room, it makes your home look cheap. And if you don't believe me, you can watch Worst Homes in America or something like that. Almost all those homes had some kind of themed room. So next on the list, if you really want to avoid your room looking cheap, you should really invest in hiding your cords. When there's tons of cordage, you know, sticking out of corners, it does look really cheap and it brings down the look of your room. If you invest in things like cord covers or, you know, drill holes in the walls to put them down and around, which is, I feel, extreme. I feel like there's so many other alternatives. You can hide cords with decor, you know, setting some books up or a basket. But if you can find ways to hide your cords, maybe put it behind furniture, it's really gonna elevate the look of your room and it'll look a lot better. Number 18, I am actually quite guilty of this, and that is washable rugs. I think washable rugs, although convenient, look cheap. They look cheap. I haven't seen one that looks of good quality at all. Yes, they're convenient if you have pets and kids, and by all means go ahead and do that, but don't put a washable rug in your living room, you know, or where you entertain, or even maybe your dining room. I mean, I could see you pulling it off in there, but it does look cheap, and you would really have to work hard to like elevate the room with that one cheap piece, because your rug is really important. It grounds the entire space. So yeah, I'm just not a fan. I used it in a room makeover that I did for an office space, and I used it because it was affordable and because it was an office space where kids would frequent, and so I decided to get a machine washable because that was important to the client. But otherwise, you'll never see me buy one for my home ever. I just think they look really cheap, and so if you can avoid buying one, it'll just make your space look better. Number 19, again, is the generic option, and that is generic decor. So decor that you've seen around a lot. This one's a little harder to avoid, but you know, those little wooden balls that everyone has, or magnifying glass, like little thing. I mean, if you can find a unique magnifying glass, right, or some like antique wooden balls, then go that route. But don't get the mass-produced decor that everybody gets, that you've seen a million times. It just looks, that can look cheap. And number 20 on the list of things that make your home look cheap is lighting, harsh lighting specifically. So you want to be very particular about how you light your space. If you have one harsh light coming down or very like cool temp lighting, it can make your space look cheap actually. When you get warm bulbs or you get different sources of lighting, like a floor lamp, a table lamp, maybe a sconce here and there, even like the lighting behind me that you see in the shelf, like custom lighting like that, like those stuff really add an extra oomph to your space, and it looks more expensive. It looks more curated. It looks more designed when you are intentional about your lighting. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Very harsh lighting can cheapen your space and make it look very sterile. So go warm. Always go warm with your lighting. And that's it. That's everything on my list of 20 things that are making your home look cheap. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know that was a really long list, and you don't have to do anything that I said. This is just my personal opinion, and if I hurt your feelings and you unsubscribe, I totally understand. I hope you don't, though. I hope you subscribe and you like and you comment and you share this video and turn your notifications on, because I have more content coming. I'm actually going on a family trip pretty soon. I'm going to be seeing all my family, and I'll be vlogging that. So if you want to get to know me a little bit more and get a little bit away from the interior design content and more into the lifestyle content, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Okay, I love you all, and I'll see you on the weekend. Take care.